At 3 in the morning, when the world is still and silence envelops the earth, there lies a sacred opportunity. It is in this stillness that the divine whispers and your soul becomes attuned to the eternal truths of life. If you find yourself awake at this hour, know that it is no accident. It is a calling, an invitation to step into communion with the infinite. Close your eyes and center yourself. Feel the quiet embrace of this moment. Say within, I am thankful for the blessings I have, and the blessings yet unseen. I am one with the Creator, and all that I desire is already mine. Speak these words with the conviction of one who knows the truth. Feel the gratitude swell in your heart, as if your prayer has already been answered. Picture yourself in possession of what you seek. See it, feel it, live it in your imagination. This is not mere wishful thinking, it is the act of creation itself. As you pray, release every worry and doubt. Trust that the divine is working through you, aligning the unseen forces of the universe to bring your desires to life. This trust is the key that unlocks all doors. Say to yourself, I let go of all fear and trust in the perfect timing of life. The still hour of 3 a.m. is a bridge between the conscious and the eternal. Use it wisely. Speak your prayer with faith, feel it with love, and let the universe carry it forth. What you seek is seeking you, and in this sacred moment, you are one with its manifestation. In the quiet embrace of the early morning, when the clock strikes 3 and the world is wrapped in slumber, there exists a moment of profound significance. This is the still hour, a time untouched by the chaos of the day, when the mind is free from the incessant demands of the external world. It is a sacred interval, one that offers a gateway to the deeper realms of the self and the divine. Many dismiss these moments of wakefulness as mere interruptions of sleep, yet they are far more than that. They are invitations to enter the silence within, where the truest power resides. At this hour, the noise of the world is hushed, and even the air feels different. There is an unmistakable stillness, a tangible peace that envelops everything. This quiet is not merely external, it mirrors the quiet within. It is as if the universe itself pauses, creating a perfect space for reflection, prayer, and connection with the infinite. In this stillness, distractions fade and clarity begins to emerge. The questions that seemed so pressing during the day lose their urgency, and answers that eluded you start to unfold effortlessly. This is the time when the conscious mind loosens its grip, and the subconscious becomes more accessible. The barriers between the seen and the unseen, the known and the unknown, grow thinner. It is no coincidence that many great spiritual practices emphasize the power of prayer or meditation during the early morning hours. This is when the veil between you and the divine is at its thinnest, making it the perfect time to align yourself with the higher vibrations of love, peace, and creation. If you find yourself awake at this hour, resist the urge to see it as a disturbance. Instead, view it as a sacred calling, a reminder that you are more than your physical existence. You have been given a rare moment to commune with the essence of who you truly are. Sit in stillness and let your thoughts settle like sediment in a glass of water. As the agitation ceases, clarity will emerge, and the true nature of your being will shine through. Use this time to turn inward, to quiet the endless chatter of the mind. Breathe deeply and slowly, allowing each inhale to draw you closer to the present moment, and each exhale to release the weight of yesterday. In this space of presence, the power of the still hour begins to reveal itself. You start to realize that the answers you seek do not come from outside of you, they come from within. The still hour is not about asking for more, but about recognizing that everything you need is already here. Prayer during this hour takes on a unique quality. It is not the hurried, half-hearted prayer often offered in times of stress, but a prayer that rises from the depths of your soul. It is a conversation with the divine, spoken not in words but in feelings. This is the time to express gratitude for the blessings in your life and the blessings yet to come. Gratitude opens the door to abundance, for when you give thanks as if your desires have already been fulfilled, you align yourself with the energy of manifestation. This is also the hour of vision. Close your eyes and imagine the life you wish to create. See it vividly, as if it is already yours. Feel the joy, the peace, the fulfillment that comes with it. This act of visualization is not a mere daydream, it is a powerful act of creation. In the still hour, your mind becomes the fertile ground, and your thoughts the seeds that will grow into your reality. What you plant here will take root and flourish in the days and weeks to come. But perhaps the greatest gift of the still hour is the opportunity to let go. In the silence, you are reminded that you do not have to control everything. The universe operates with perfect order and timing, and your role is not to force but to flow. As you sit in the quiet, let go of your worries, your fears, and your doubts. Trust that the same power that keeps the stars in the sky and the planets in their orbits is working in your life as well. Surrender to this truth, and you will find a peace that surpasses all understanding. When the still hour passes and the first light of dawn begins to break, you will feel a renewed sense of clarity and purpose. The moments spent in silence and communion will have left their mark, and you will carry their peace into the day ahead. The still hour is not just a time of reflection, it is a time of transformation. It is in these moments of stillness that the seeds of greatness are sown, and the foundation for a life of fulfillment is laid. So, if you find yourself awake at 3 a.m., embrace it. Step into the stillness with an open heart and a quiet mind. Allow the power of this sacred hour to envelop you, to guide you, and to transform you. For it is in the stillness that the divine speaks, and in the silence that you will hear the truth of who you are. In the quiet hours of the night, when the world is still and your mind drifts between wakefulness and slumber, you stand at the gate of the subconscious mind. This is a realm of infinite possibility, where thoughts and beliefs take form, shaping the fabric of your reality. The subconscious mind is not bound by the constraints of logic or the rigid structures of the conscious mind. It is fluid, creative, and deeply powerful. To access this realm is to hold the key to transformation, for the subconscious is the seat of all creation. The gate to the subconscious is most open in moments of stillness, especially during the early hours of the morning when distractions are few, and the chatter of the conscious mind begins to fade. At this time, your brain waves naturally shift to a state of relaxation, entering the borderlands of the subconscious. Here, the mind is malleable, receptive, and ready to absorb impressions. What you think, feel, and imagine in these moments sinks deeply into the subconscious, becoming the blueprint for your future experiences. Many underestimate the power of their subconscious mind, thinking it a passive storehouse for memories and habits. But the truth is far more profound. The subconscious is not merely reactive, it is the engine of creation. Every belief you hold, every fear you nurture, and every desire you cherish is housed in this vast inner realm. And the subconscious does not judge or filter, it accepts as truth whatever is impressed upon it, whether through repetitive thought, deep emotion, or vivid imagination. To approach the gate of the subconscious mind, you must first understand its language. Unlike the conscious mind, which relies on logic and words, the subconscious speaks in feelings, images, and symbols. This is why visualization is so effective. It bypasses the analytical faculties of the conscious mind and speaks directly to the subconscious. When you vividly imagine a scene and infuse it with emotion, the subconscious accepts it as real and begins to align the circumstances of your life to match this internal vision. Consider this: every habit you have, every automatic response, and even the way you perceive yourself and the world are all rooted in your subconscious mind. These patterns were not formed overnight. They are the result of repeated thoughts and experiences that have been etched into the subconscious over time. But just as these patterns were created, they can be altered. So, the gate to the subconscious mind is always open, waiting for you to consciously shape its contents. One of the most effective ways to access the subconscious is through prayer or affirmation, spoken with conviction and feeling during moments of stillness. When you speak words of truth and possibility, and when you feel them deeply, they bypass the conscious mind and take root in the subconscious. For instance, saying, "I am abundant," with genuine belief and gratitude plants the seed of abundance in the fertile soil of the subconscious. Over time, this seed grows, manifesting as tangible experiences of prosperity in your life. Yet, accessing the subconscious is not merely about implanting positive thoughts, it is also about uprooting the weeds of doubt and fear that may have taken hold. The subconscious does not distinguish between helpful and harmful beliefs, it simply reflects what has been consistently impressed upon it. This is why becoming aware of your thoughts and emotions is so crucial. The conscious mind serves as the gatekeeper, deciding what is allowed to pass into the subconscious. If you catch yourself dwelling on negativity or entertaining self-defeating beliefs, you have the power to change the narrative. Replace these thoughts with affirmations of truth, beauty, and possibility, and watch as the subconscious begins to align with your higher intentions. The power of the subconscious mind is amplified by repetition. Just as a river carves a path through rock over time, repeated impressions carve new pathways in the subconscious. This is why consistent prayer, affirmation, or visualization is so effective. Each repetition strengthens the new belief, making it a dominant force in your inner world. And as your inner world changes, so too does your outer reality, for the subconscious is always working to bring into physical form that which it holds as true. It is important to approach the gate to the subconscious mind with reverence and intentionality. This is not a place for idle thoughts or fleeting desires. It is a sacred space where the seeds of your destiny are planted. Treat it as such, and you will find that the subconscious responds with profound creativity and intelligence. It will guide you, inspire you, and bring into your life opportunities and solutions that seem almost miraculous. In the stillness of the night, when the veil between the conscious and subconscious is thin, you have the power to shape your reality in ways that defy logic. The gate to the subconscious mind is always open, but it is your conscious choice that determines what passes through. Approach it with faith, clarity, and love, and you will unlock the limitless potential that resides within you. This is the secret to transformation, the understanding that the outer world is but a reflection of the inner, and that the subconscious mind is the bridge between the two. When it comes to prayer, words are often seen as the most important aspect. Yet, the true power of prayer lies not in the words spoken, but in the feelings they evoke. It is the feeling behind the prayer that gives it life, that connects it to the unseen forces shaping your reality. Without feeling, prayer is little more than empty recitation, a hollow act that fails to touch the depths of your being. But when infused with genuine emotion, prayer becomes a transformative force, capable of bridging the gap between desire and manifestation. To pray effectively is to feel deeply. It is not enough to ask for what you want, you must feel as though your prayer has already been answered. This is the essence of faith, not hoping for a distant outcome, but embodying the reality of your desire in the present moment. When you pray with feeling, you align your inner world with the reality you seek, and in doing so, you set the wheels of creation in motion. Consider for a moment the power of gratitude. When you pray with a sense of heartfelt gratitude, you are not merely asking for blessings, you are affirming that they already exist. Gratitude is a profound acknowledgement of the abundance already present in your life, and it creates a vibrational match for even greater blessings to flow to you. Imagine praying for healing, not with desperation, but with a feeling of joy and relief, as though the healing has already occurred. This shift in feeling transforms your prayer from a request into a declaration of truth, and it is this truth that the universe responds to. Feeling is the language of the subconscious mind, the creative powerhouse within you. Unlike the conscious mind, which deals in logic and analysis, the subconscious responds to emotion and imagery. When you pray with feeling, you bypass the barriers of doubt and disbelief that often reside in the conscious mind. Your emotions become the vehicle that carries your prayer to the depths of the subconscious, where it takes root and begins to shape your reality. This is why it is essential to cultivate the right emotional state when you pray. If your prayer is filled with fear, worry, or lack, those feelings will be impressed upon your subconscious, perpetuating the very conditions you wish to escape. Instead, approach prayer with feelings of love, peace, and confidence. Feel the joy of already having what you desire, the relief of knowing that your needs are met, and the serenity of trusting in the divine order of the universe. Visualization can be a powerful tool to evoke the feeling of prayer. Close your eyes and picture yourself in the reality you wish to create. See it vividly, as though it is happening right now. Feel the emotions that this reality would bring, whether it is the warmth of love, the security of abundance, or the vitality of health. Let these feelings wash over you as you pray, for they are the substance of your faith. The stronger the emotion, the more powerfully your prayer is impressed upon the subconscious and the universe. Another important aspect of feeling in prayer is the state of surrender. True prayer is not about striving or forcing, it is about letting go and trusting. When you pray with feeling, you must also release any attachment to the outcome. Feel the joy of having your desire fulfilled, and then let it go, trusting that it is already on its way. This act of surrender signals your faith in the process and allows the divine forces to work unhindered. Holding on to doubt or anxiety only creates resistance, blocking the flow of blessings into your life. The feeling of the prayer is also a form of alignment. When you pray with the right feelings, you align yourself with the frequency of your desires. Every emotion carries a vibrational frequency, and when you align with the frequency of love, abundance, or peace, you naturally attract those experiences into your life. This is not a matter of chance or luck, it is a universal law. What you feel deeply and consistently becomes your reality. It is also worth noting that the feeling of the prayer can uplift not only your own life but also the lives of others. When you pray for someone with genuine compassion and love, you send out a ripple of positive energy that can touch them in ways beyond comprehension. This is why prayers for healing, protection, or guidance are so powerful when they come from a place of heartfelt emotion. Your feelings infuse the prayer with a vitality that transcends words, reaching the very soul of the person you are praying for. The feeling of the prayer is what transforms it from a mere ritual into a profound act of creation. It is not the length of your prayer or the eloquence of your words that matters, it is the sincerity and intensity of your feelings. When you pray with feeling, you step into the role of co-creator, shaping your reality in partnership with the divine. You declare, through your emotions, that what you seek is already yours, and you trust that the universe will bring it into form. So the next time you pray, pause and center yourself. Feel the gratitude, joy, and certainty of your desire fulfilled. Let your heart speak louder than your words, and trust that your prayer, carried by the power of feeling, is already answered. In this way, you harness the true essence of prayer, a bridge between the seen and the unseen, between longing and fulfillment, between your soul and the infinite. To be united with the infinite is to recognize the boundless connection between yourself and the source of all creation. It is an awakening to the truth that you are not separate from the divine, nor are you merely a passive participant in life's unfolding. Instead, you are an expression of the infinite, a vessel through which its creative power flows. This unity is not something to be achieved, but something to be remembered, for it has always been your natural state. The infinite is not an entity outside of you, distant and unreachable. It is the very essence of your being, the eternal presence within you that transcends time, space, and circumstance. This presence, often called by many names God, the universe, or the divine, is the source of all life and the wellspring of infinite potential. To align with this truth is to step into your role as a co-creator, to recognize that the same power that spins galaxies into existence dwells within you. The recognition of unity with the infinite begins with awareness. Most of humanity lives in a state of separation, perceiving themselves as limited individuals navigating a world of external forces. This illusion of separation creates fear, doubt, and struggle, for it obscures the profound truth of your inherent divinity. To break free from this illusion, you must turn inward, quieting the noise of the external world and listening to the still, small voice within. It is in this silence that the infinite speaks, reminding you of your oneness with all that is. In this oneness there is no lack, no limitation, and no fear. The infinite knows no boundaries, and as its expression you are equally boundless. Your desires, dreams, and aspirations are not random, they are the whispers of the infinite seeking to manifest through you. To be united with the infinite is to trust these whispers, to understand that your deepest desires are not separate from the divine will, but are, in fact, its unfolding through your life. Faith plays a vital role in this unity. Faith is not blind hope or wishful thinking, it is the deep knowing that the infinite is always working in your favor, even when appearances suggest otherwise. When you act in faith, you align yourself with the flow of the infinite, allowing its power to move through you unhindered. This faith is strengthened by understanding that the infinite is inherently good, that its nature is abundance, love, and harmony. When you trust in this nature, you release fear and resistance, opening yourself to the miraculous. The key to experiencing unity with the infinite lies in your imagination and feelings. Imagination is the bridge between the seen and the unseen, the conscious and the subconscious. When you imagine with feeling, you are speaking the language of the infinite, impressing upon it the reality you wish to create. The infinite responds not to idle thoughts, but to the conviction and emotion behind them. To imagine yourself as abundant, loved, or healed is to plant the seeds of those realities in the fertile soil of the infinite. This unity also invites surrender. To be one with the infinite is not to control every detail of your life, but to trust in the divine intelligence that orchestrates all things. Surrender does not mean passivity, it means releasing the need to struggle and allowing the flow of the infinite to guide you. It is an active trust, a partnership in which you do your part by aligning your thoughts, feelings, and actions with the vision you hold, while leaving the rest to the wisdom of the infinite. When you align with the infinite, you realize that life is not happening to you but through you. The challenges you face are not punishments but opportunities for growth, designed to deepen your understanding of your unity with the divine. In every obstacle lies a gift, and in every moment, the infinite is calling you to rise into a greater awareness of your power and purpose. This unity also transforms your relationships with others. When you see yourself as one with the infinite, you begin to see others in the same light. You understand that the divine essence within you is the same essence within them, and this recognition fosters compassion, forgiveness, and love. Our unity with the infinite dissolves the illusion of separation, replacing it with the truth of interconnectedness. To live in this unity is to live a life of purpose, peace, and power. It is to move through the world with the quiet confidence that you are supported, guided, and loved by an intelligence far greater than your individual self. This is not a fleeting experience but a continual state of being, a way of life that transforms the mundane into the miraculous. The infinite is always present, always within you, waiting for you to awaken to its reality. The journey to this awakening is not one of striving but of surrender, not of seeking but of remembering. When you embrace this unity, you step into the fullness of your potential, realizing that you are not merely a drop in the ocean, but the ocean itself in a drop. This is the truth of your being, the essence of your existence, and the ultimate realization of your divine nature. Gratitude is the key that unlocks the gates of abundance and fulfillment. It is not merely an acknowledgement of blessings, but a transformative force that aligns you with the infinite flow of divine provision. The prayer of gratitude is more than a set of words spoken in thanks. It is an act of deep connection with the source of all life. It transcends circumstances and appearances, allowing you to draw closer to the essence of creation, where the seeds of your desires are nurtured and brought to fruition. When you pray with gratitude, you declare that you already have what you seek. This is not a matter of pretense, but a profound act of faith. Gratitude affirms that your desires are not distant possibilities, but present realities waiting to be revealed. It shifts your focus from lack to abundance, from need to fulfillment. By expressing gratitude for what is yet unseen, you call it into being, for the universe responds to your state of belief and feeling. The prayer of gratitude begins with a recognition of the blessings already present in your life. Even in moments of difficulty, there is always something to be thankful for: a breath of air, the warmth of sunlight, the love of another, or simply the gift of existence. By focusing on these blessings, no matter how small, you create a foundation of appreciation upon which greater blessings can be built. Gratitude transforms your perspective, allowing you to see the goodness that surrounds you and to invite more of it into your experience. To pray with gratitude is to acknowledge the divine order that underlies all things. It is an acceptance of the truth that everything unfolds in perfect timing, even when it does not align with your expectations. When you trust in this order, you release the need for control and surrender to the wisdom of the infinite. Gratitude in prayer is not conditional upon receiving what you want. It is an expression of trust that the universe is always working for your highest good. The act of expressing gratitude opens the heart. It shifts your emotional state, lifting you out of fear, doubt, and worry. In this elevated state, your prayers carry a higher vibration, one that resonates with the frequency of love, abundance, and joy. Gratitude is a bridge between the conscious and subconscious mind, impressing upon the latter the reality you wish to experience. When your prayer is filled with gratitude, it becomes a powerful affirmation that aligns your inner world with the outer reality you seek to create. Gratitude is also a form of alignment with the divine. When you express thanks for your blessings, you acknowledge the infinite source from which they flow. This acknowledgement strengthens your connection to the divine, reminding you that you are not separate from the source of your good. In this connection, you find peace, knowing that you are always supported, guided, and provided for. The prayer of gratitude is a conversation with the divine, one that deepens your relationship with the infinite and reaffirms your place in its boundless flow. Visualizing your desires as already fulfilled can amplify the power of your gratitude. As you pray, imagine yourself living the reality you seek. See it clearly in your mind's eye and feel the emotions that accompany it. Let the joy, relief, and appreciation fill your heart as if it is already yours. This act of imagination, coupled with heartfelt gratitude, creates a magnetic force that draws your desires into your life. You are not merely hoping for your prayer to be answered, you are declaring that it is already done. Gratitude also teaches you the art of receiving. Many struggle to accept the blessings they pray for, feeling unworthy or hesitant to embrace the abundance that life offers. The prayer of gratitude dissolves these barriers, reminding you that you are deserving of every good thing. When you give thanks in advance, you open yourself to receive with grace and humility. This openness allows the flow of blessings to move freely, unimpeded by doubt or resistance. The beauty of the prayer of gratitude is that it requires no special conditions or circumstances. It can be spoken in moments of joy or sorrow, in times of plenty or need. Gratitude does not wait for the perfect moment, it creates the perfect moment. By giving thanks in all situations, you affirm your trust in the divine plan and invite the blessings of the infinite into your life. The prayer of gratitude is a practice of faith, a declaration of unity with the divine, and an acknowledgement of the abundance that is your birthright. It is a simple yet profound act that transforms your relationship with life, shifting your focus from what is missing to what is present and possible. In this state of gratitude, you become a co-creator with the divine, shaping your reality through the power of appreciation. As you embrace the prayer of gratitude, you step into the flow of infinite provision. You awaken to the truth that everything you seek is already within you, waiting to be expressed. Gratitude becomes not just a practice, but a way of being, a constant recognition of the goodness that surrounds you and the boundless possibilities that lie ahead. Through the prayer of gratitude, you align with the infinite, allowing its love, abundance, and wisdom to flow freely into every aspect of your life. Visualization in prayer is a powerful tool that bridges the gap between the seen and the unseen, the physical and the spiritual. It is not merely the act of imagining, but an intentional practice of bringing the desired outcome into focus with clarity and feeling. When you engage in visualization during prayer, you do not beg or plead. Instead, you step into the reality you wish to create. You move beyond words into a state of deep communion with the divine, shaping the unseen into form. Prayer, when combined with visualization, becomes an act of creation. The mind, imbued with divine power, has the capacity to shape reality. The images you hold in your mind and the emotions you attach to them are like seeds planted in the fertile soil of the infinite. When nurtured with faith and conviction, these seeds grow into the experiences of your life. Visualization allows you to harness this creative power consciously, directing it toward your desires with precision. Letting go and trusting is one of the most profound yet challenging principles in life. It requires you to release control over the details of how and when your desires will manifest, surrendering instead to the infinite wisdom of the divine. This act of letting go is not an act of giving up, it is a conscious decision to trust that the universe is working in your favor, orchestrating all things for your highest good. When you hold tightly to your desires, gripping them with fear or desperation, you create resistance. This resistance stems from doubt, anxiety, and a need to control outcomes. The energy of fear blocks the natural flow of blessings into your life, much like a dam obstructs the flow of a river. Letting go removes this resistance, allowing the infinite power of creation to move freely and effortlessly through you. To let go is to trust in a higher order. It is a recognition that your human perspective is limited, and that there is a divine intelligence far greater than your understanding. This intelligence knows the perfect timing and method for your desires to unfold. Trusting this wisdom means stepping out of the way, allowing the divine to work without interference. It is an act of faith, a declaration that you believe in the unseen forces guiding your life. Letting go does not mean abandoning your dreams or desires. On the contrary, it means holding your vision with unwavering faith while releasing the need to control every step of the journey. It is about shifting from a state of attachment to a state of trust. When you let go, you create space for miracles to occur, outcomes that often exceed your expectations. The universe is boundless in its capacity to create, and when you release your grip, you invite infinite possibilities into your life. Trust requires patience, for the divine operates on its own timeline. This timeline may not align with your expectations, but it is always perfect. Impatience arises from a lack of trust, a belief that things should happen according to your schedule. By letting go and trusting, you align yourself with divine timing, understanding that delays are not denials but part of a larger, unseen plan. This patience brings peace, for you no longer struggle against the current of life. Letting go also means releasing the need for specific outcomes. Often we become fixated on one particular way for our desires to manifest, limiting the infinite ways the divine can answer our prayers. Trust allows you to remain open to possibilities beyond your imagination. It is a recognition that the divine knows what is best for you, even when it doesn't align with your expectations. When you let go of rigid outcomes, you open yourself to receive blessings in forms you may never have considered. The practice of letting go and trusting begins with surrender. Surrender is not an act of weakness but of strength. It is a conscious choice to release the burden of control and place your trust in the divine. This surrender is not passive, it is active faith. It involves taking inspired action when prompted while releasing the need to force results. Surrendering means aligning with the flow of life rather than resisting it. Gratitude plays a vital role in this process. When you express gratitude for what you already have and for what is yet to come, you affirm your trust in the divine. Gratitude shifts your focus from lack to abundance, reinforcing your belief that the universe is working on your behalf. It is a powerful reminder that you are already supported and that more blessings are on their way. Through gratitude, you cultivate a sense of peace and contentment, even before your desires have materialized. Visualization can also support the process of letting go. By vividly imagining your desires as already fulfilled, you impress them upon your subconscious mind, setting the creative forces of the universe into motion. Once this vision is firmly planted, you can release it with confidence, trusting that the divine will bring it into reality. This combination of focused intention and surrendered trust is a powerful formula for manifestation. The act of letting go requires self-awareness. It calls you to examine your fears, doubts, and attachments, recognizing where you are holding on too tightly. As you become aware of these patterns, you can consciously choose to release them, replacing fear with faith and anxiety with trust. This inner work is essential, for it aligns your thoughts and emotions with the energy of trust, creating a fertile ground for your desires to manifest. Letting go and trusting is ultimately an act of love. It is a recognition that you are deeply cared for by the divine, that your needs and desires are known, and that you are never alone. Trusting means resting in the assurance that all things are working together for your good, even when the path is unclear. It is a peaceful surrender to the infinite, a quiet confidence that what is meant for you will never pass you by. As you embrace the practice of letting go and trusting, you will find freedom. You release the weight of worry and step into a state of flow, where life unfolds with grace and ease. In this state, you become a co-creator with the divine, shaping your reality not through force, but through faith. Letting go is not the end of the journey. It is the beginning of a life lived in harmony with the infinite, where trust becomes your guiding light and love your constant companion. Ladies, understand this truth: you are the master sculptor of your own life. A relationship does not define you, it is a reflection of the love you hold for yourself. When you engage with a man, let it be from a place of strength, not lack. Too often, women forget their power and sacrifice their authenticity. Today we will explore the 9 actions a woman must avoid with a man to remain aligned with her higher self. Your self-worth is the foundation upon which your entire life rests. It is not something to be negotiated, diminished, or handed over to anyone, regardless of who they are or the role they play in your life. When a woman compromises her self-worth, she relinquishes a part of her divine essence, that sacred core that defines her as powerful, unique, and whole. To compromise your self-worth for a man, or for anyone, is to deny the truth of who you are, a being of infinite value, deserving of respect, love, and fulfillment. At the heart of self-worth is the understanding that you are inherently valuable, not because of what you do, how you look, or what you can offer to others, but simply because you exist. This value is not bestowed upon you by someone else, it is your birthright. However, in the complexities of relationships, especially with men, it can be easy to forget this truth. Society has long conditioned women to prioritize others over themselves, to seek validation outside of themselves, and to measure their worth based on their ability to please, serve, or conform. But this conditioning is a lie. The moment you place your worth in the hands of someone else, you give them the power to define it, and they will never define it as high as you should. When you compromise your self-worth, you send a silent message to yourself and to others that you are not enough. This might manifest as tolerating disrespect, accepting less than you deserve, or staying in situations that deplete rather than nourish you. Perhaps it is enduring criticism disguised as constructive feedback, or maybe it is settling for a relationship that lacks genuine love, mutual respect, or reciprocity. Each of these actions chips away at your self-esteem, making it harder to remember the truth: you are worthy of everything you desire. The danger of compromising your self-worth is that it often happens gradually. It might start with a small concession, a decision to overlook a red flag, to let a hurtful comment slide, or to accommodate someone else's needs at the expense of your own. Over time, these seemingly insignificant choices accumulate, creating a pattern where your needs and desires are consistently placed second. And what is the result? You begin to feel invisible, unimportant, or even unworthy of love and respect. But none of this is true. These feelings are not a reflection of your actual worth, but rather the consequences of forgetting to honor it. To refuse to compromise your self-worth is to declare to the universe and to yourself that you are enough, just as you are. It is to set boundaries that protect your energy and to demand the respect you inherently deserve. This does not mean arrogance or entitlement, it means self-respect. It means recognizing when someone's actions or words diminish your light and having the courage to walk away if necessary. It means valuing your peace, your happiness, and your authenticity above the approval of others. In relationships, maintaining your self-worth can be especially challenging because love often blurs the lines between compromise and sacrifice. Love, true love, does require compromise, but it should never come at the expense of your dignity or self-respect. Sacrificing your principles, tolerating mistreatment, or silencing your voice for the sake of keeping the peace is not love, it is fear. Fear of losing the relationship, of being alone, or of not being enough. But these fears are illusions, and the price of succumbing to them is far too high. A man who truly values you will never ask you to compromise your self-worth. He will see your strength, your brilliance, and your individuality as assets, not threats. He will uplift you, support you, and respect your boundaries. And if he doesn't, it is not a reflection of your worth, but rather a sign that he is not aligned with your journey. Do not cling to someone who cannot recognize your value. To do so is to betray yourself. Learning to honor your self-worth begins with self-awareness. Pay attention to how you feel in your interactions. Do you feel empowered, respected, and valued? Or do you feel small, unimportant, or diminished? Your emotions are a guide, alerting you to situations that either affirm or negate your worth. Listen to them and act accordingly. Surround yourself with people who uplift and celebrate you, and distance yourself from those who drain your energy or undermine your confidence. Recognizing and maintaining your self-worth also requires letting go of the need for external validation. Too often women seek approval from others to feel valued, but this approval is fleeting and unreliable. True self-worth comes from within. It is a quiet, unshakable confidence that does not waver based on external circumstances. Cultivate this confidence by affirming your value daily. Remind yourself of your strengths, your achievements, and your unique qualities. And most importantly, remind yourself that you are enough always. The journey to honoring your self-worth is not always easy. It may require unlearning years of conditioning, confronting fears, and making difficult decisions. But the reward is freedom, the freedom to live authentically, to love deeply without losing yourself, and to create a life that reflects your highest potential. Do not let anyone, no matter how much you love them, take this freedom away from you. Your self-worth is not just about how you see yourself, it is about how you teach others to see you. By refusing to compromise your self-worth, you set a standard for how you expect to be treated. And when you hold firm to that standard, the right people will rise to meet it. The wrong ones will fall away, but that is their loss, not yours. You were not made to shrink, to settle, or to silence your voice. You were made to shine. Honor that truth, and the world will reflect it back to you. Happiness is an inner state, a reflection of the harmony within your soul. It is not something to be given or taken by another, no matter how close or cherished they may be. To depend solely on a man for your happiness is to relinquish control over your emotional well-being, placing your joy in the hands of someone who cannot bear the weight of such responsibility. True happiness is not found in another person. It is cultivated within you, born from self-awareness, self-love, and a deep connection to your inner being. The idea of seeking happiness through others is rooted in the illusion that we are incomplete on our own. Many women grow up with the belief that a relationship or a partner will complete them, that their lives will only reach fulfillment when they find the right man. While love and companionship can indeed enrich life, they are not the source of true contentment. Happiness derived from external sources is fleeting, for external circumstances are ever-changing. To depend on a man for your joy is to tie your emotional state to something outside your control, leaving you vulnerable to disappointment and heartbreak. When a woman depends solely on a man for happiness, she places an undue burden on him and the relationship. This dependency can create a dynamic where she looks to him for validation, reassurance, and emotional support, often at the expense of her own growth and independence. Over time, this reliance can lead to resentment, both hers for feeling unfulfilled despite his efforts, and his for feeling the pressure to constantly meet her emotional needs. This dynamic is neither healthy nor sustainable, for no one person can be the sole source of another's happiness. Happiness is an internal journey, a process of aligning with your true self. It begins with self-love, the ability to appreciate and value yourself for who you are, independent of anyone else's opinion or presence. When you cultivate self-love, you free yourself from the need for external validation. You no longer look to a man or anyone to fill an emotional void, because you have already filled it with your own light. This does not mean you reject love or relationships. Rather, you approach them from a place of wholeness, where your happiness enhances the connection rather than depending on it. To depend solely on a man for happiness also limits your personal growth. It is easy to lose sight of your passions, interests, and aspirations when your focus is entirely on the relationship. You may begin to mold your life around his needs, desires, and goals, neglecting your own in the process. Over time, this can lead to a sense of emptiness or loss of identity. But you were not created to live in someone else's shadow. You were made to shine in your own right, to pursue your dreams and passions, and to live a life that reflects your unique essence. The key to lasting happiness lies in nurturing your inner world. This involves developing a strong sense of self, embracing your individuality, and finding joy in your own company. Spend time exploring your passions, cultivating your talents, and pursuing the things that bring you fulfillment. When you create a life that is rich and meaningful on your own, you bring a sense of completeness to your relationships. You are no longer looking for someone to make you happy. Instead, you are sharing your happiness with them. This self-reliance does not mean isolating yourself or rejecting support from others. It simply means recognizing that your happiness is your responsibility. It is about understanding that no one else, not even the most loving partner, can fully satisfy your inner needs. Happiness is an inside job, a reflection of the love and peace you cultivate within yourself. When you take ownership of your emotional well-being, you empower yourself to create a life of joy and fulfillment, regardless of your relationship status. In relationships, this self-sufficiency allows you to give and receive love more freely. When your happiness is not dependent on a man, you are free from fear and attachment. You do not cling to the relationship out of a need to feel complete, nor do you place unrealistic expectations on your partner. Instead, you approach the relationship from a place of abundance, where love is a choice, not a necessity. This creates a healthy, balanced dynamic where both partners can thrive as individuals while growing together. When you stop depending on a man for happiness, you also free him to be himself. You release him from the pressure to constantly meet your emotional needs, allowing the relationship to flourish naturally. This space fosters mutual respect, trust, and understanding, as both partners are able to contribute to the relationship without feeling burdened or constrained. It is important to remember that happiness is not a destination but a journey. It is not something you achieve once, and for all it is a practice, a daily commitment to nurture your inner world. This means taking time to care for your physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being, setting boundaries that honor your needs, and cultivating gratitude for the blessings in your life. When you prioritize your happiness in this way, you create a solid foundation for love to grow. A relationship should complement your happiness, not define it. A man can be a wonderful companion on your journey, but he is not the journey itself. By taking responsibility for your own joy, you reclaim your power and create a life that reflects your highest potential. You were not made to depend on anyone for your happiness. You were made to be the source of your own light, radiating love and fulfillment from within. When you embrace this truth, you open the door to relationships that are not built on dependency, but on mutual respect, love, and shared joy. Disrespect, in any form, is a direct attack on your dignity and worth. It erodes the foundation of trust and harmony in any relationship, leaving behind a residue of hurt, resentment, and insecurity. To tolerate disrespect is to teach others that it is acceptable to disregard your feelings, needs, and boundaries. It is to allow an environment where you are diminished instead of cherished, silenced instead of heard. No matter how strong your feelings for someone may be, disrespect must never be ignored, justified, or accepted. Often starts subtly, disguised as sarcasm, dismissive remarks, or a lack of consideration for your time or emotions. It can be easy to brush these instances aside, convincing yourself they are minor or unintentional. But even the smallest acts of disrespect can grow into patterns that undermine your confidence and sense of self-worth. Each time you tolerate such behavior, you signal that it is permissible, inadvertently inviting more of the same. Over time, this creates a cycle that can be difficult to break, leading to deeper pain and a diminished sense of self. At its core, disrespect is a reflection of a lack of regard for your value as a person. It may manifest as harsh criticism, constant interruptions, ignoring your input, or even outright verbal or emotional abuse. In relationships, it can take the form of dismissing your feelings, belittling your achievements, or prioritizing someone else's needs and desires over yours. These actions, no matter how subtle or overt, chip away at the mutual respect and care that are essential for a healthy connection. Tolerating disrespect often stems from a fear of confrontation or loss. You may tell yourself that the behavior isn't worth addressing, that it will improve on its own, or that challenging it might jeopardize the relationship. However, avoiding the issue only empowers the person to continue their behavior. Confronting disrespect is not about creating conflict, it is about setting boundaries that protect your peace and affirm your worth. When you stand up against disrespect, you reclaim your power and assert your right to be treated with kindness and dignity. One of the reasons people tolerate disrespect is the belief that they can fix the other person, or that the behavior is a temporary flaw. While it's true that everyone has moments of imperfection, consistent disrespect is a sign of deeper issues that cannot be ignored. It is not your responsibility to change someone else's behavior, nor should you bear the emotional burden of their inability to treat you with respect. The only behavior you can control is your own, and that includes deciding what you will and will not accept in your interactions with others. Refusing to tolerate disrespect is an act of self-love and self-preservation. It requires the courage to recognize when someone's actions are harmful and the strength to address it directly. This doesn't mean responding with anger or hostility. It means calmly and firmly communicating your boundaries. For example, if someone speaks to you in a demeaning tone, you might say, "I feel disrespected when you speak to me like that, and I need you to address me with respect." This approach not only asserts your boundaries, but also gives the other person an opportunity to reflect on their behavior and make changes. It is important to acknowledge that not everyone will respond positively to your boundaries. Some may deny their actions, shift blame, or dismiss your concerns. In such cases, you must decide whether the relationship is worth continuing. While it can be difficult to walk away from someone you care about, staying in an environment of persistent disrespect is far more damaging. You deserve relationships that uplift and support you, not ones that leave you feeling unworthy or undervalued. Disrespect is not limited to romantic relationships. It can occur in friendships, family dynamics, or professional settings. Regardless of the context, the principle remains the same: you have the right to be treated with respect, and you have the responsibility to uphold that standard. This might mean distancing yourself from toxic friendships, addressing family members who cross boundaries, or confronting a colleague who undermines your contributions. Each instance of standing up for yourself strengthens your confidence and reinforces your self-worth. It is also crucial to recognize and address any patterns of self-disrespect. Sometimes the way we allow others to treat us is a reflection of how we treat ourselves. If you often put others' needs before your own, tolerate unacceptable behavior, or fail to honor your own boundaries, you may be unintentionally setting the stage for others to do the same. Cultivating self-respect involves treating yourself with kindness, prioritizing your well-being, and refusing to accept less than you deserve. Refusing to tolerate disrespect does not make you difficult, selfish, or unkind. It makes you strong, self-aware, and principled. It sets a standard for how you expect to be treated and teaches others to value your presence. When you hold firm to your boundaries, you create space for healthy, respectful relationships to flourish. You also inspire others to recognize and honor their own worth, creating a ripple effect of empowerment and respect. Life is too short to spend in the company of those who do not see your value. You were not made to endure mistreatment, to shrink in the presence of others, or to silence your voice to keep the peace. You were made to stand tall, to shine brightly, and to demand the respect you deserve. By refusing to tolerate disrespect, you honor yourself and create a life filled with connections that celebrate your worth. You are worthy of love, kindness, and respect. Never settle for less. In any form, is a clear signal that your value is not being acknowledged. It undermines your dignity, diminishes your confidence, and creates an environment that is neither nurturing nor supportive. Tolerating disrespect, whether out of love, fear, or complacency, is an act of self-betrayal. It sends a message to yourself and others that your boundaries are not worth upholding and your worth is negotiable. However, you are deserving of respect simply because you exist, and it is your responsibility to demand it, first from yourself and then from those around you. Disrespect often begins subtly, with a dismissive comment, a broken promise, or a disregard for your feelings. These moments might seem insignificant, easy to overlook or excuse. Perhaps you tell yourself that it was unintentional or that you are overreacting. But disrespect has a cumulative effect. Each small instance erodes your self-esteem and chips away at the foundation of your relationship, whether it is with a partner, a friend, or a family member. What starts as a single act can quickly become a pattern if left unchallenged, and patterns have the power to shape your reality. To tolerate disrespect is to normalize behavior that devalues you. It teaches the other person that their actions have no consequences, encouraging them to continue and possibly escalate their behavior. Worse, it teaches you to doubt your own worth and to silence your voice in the face of mistreatment. You may begin to rationalize their actions, convincing yourself that they didn't mean it or that you deserve it. This self-deception can trap you in a cycle of acceptance, where disrespect becomes the norm rather than the exception. Addressing disrespect requires clarity and courage. First, you must recognize it for what it is: a breach of your boundaries and a denial of your value. This can be difficult, especially if you care deeply about the person involved. Love and loyalty can blind you to behavior that would otherwise be unacceptable, but love cannot exist without respect. Any relationship built on a foundation of disrespect is unstable and ultimately harmful, no matter how strong your feelings may be. Once you have identified disrespect, you must confront it. This is not about anger or retaliation. It is about asserting your boundaries with firmness and dignity. For example, if someone speaks to you in a way that feels belittling or dismissive, you might say, "I find that tone disrespectful, and I expect to be spoken to with respect." Such a statement is clear, direct, and leaves no room for ambiguity. It communicates your boundaries without resorting to hostility, giving the other person an opportunity to reflect and adjust their behavior. Not everyone will respond positively to such boundaries. Some may dismiss your concerns, deny their actions, or even blame you for their behavior. This reaction can be painful, especially if you hope for understanding or change. But their response is not your responsibility. Your responsibility is to yourself, to uphold your standards and protect your well-being. If someone refuses to respect you after you have clearly communicated your boundaries, it may be necessary to distance yourself or even end the relationship. Walking away from a relationship, especially one where there is love or history, can feel like a loss. But tolerating disrespect is a greater loss, the loss of your self-respect, your peace, and your authenticity. Letting go of relationships that do not honor your worth creates space for those that do. It allows you to surround yourself with people who uplift and support you, who treat you with kindness and consideration. It is also important to examine your own relationship with self-respect. Often the way others treat us mirrors the way we treat ourselves. Do you honor your own boundaries? Do you speak to yourself with kindness and compassion? Do you prioritize your needs and advocate for your well-being? If you struggle with self-respect, you may unconsciously tolerate disrespect from others, believing it to be the best you can expect or deserve. Cultivating self-respect is a powerful act of self-love. It involves recognizing your inherent worth, setting boundaries that reflect that worth, and refusing to settle for anything less. Refusing to tolerate disrespect does not mean being harsh or unyielding. It means valuing yourself enough to demand kindness and consideration from those around you. It means having the strength to walk away from situations or relationships that do not align with your worth. It is not about punishing others, but about protecting yourself. Disrespect should never be seen as a reflection of your value, rather. It is a reflection of the other person's inability to honor and appreciate you. Life is too short to spend in environments where you are not respected. You were not created to endure mistreatment or to shrink yourself to make others comfortable. You were created to stand tall, to shine brightly, and to demand the respect you deserve. This is not arrogance, it is self-awareness. It is the recognition that respect is not something you earn by compromising yourself, it is something you are entitled to by virtue of your humanity. The choice is always yours. You can choose to accept disrespect, hoping it will change, or you can choose to stand up for yourself, knowing that you deserve better. The latter choice may be harder, requiring strength and resilience, but it is the choice that honors your worth and preserves your integrity. By refusing to tolerate disrespect, you send a powerful message to yourself and to the world that you are worthy of love, kindness, and respect. And when you stand in that truth, you inspire others to treat you accordingly. Your true desires are the whispers of your soul, guiding you toward the life you are meant to live. Suppressing them is like silencing the voice of your own spirit, denying yourself the fulfillment and joy that come from pursuing what genuinely resonates with your being. Too often, people suppress their desires out of fear of judgment, rejection, failure, or even success. But in doing so, they deny their authenticity and abandon the path that leads to their highest potential. To suppress your desires is to shrink from life itself, and it is a choice that robs you of the richness and purpose you were meant to experience. Desires are not random or trivial, they arise from the depths of your consciousness, pointing you toward what will bring you growth, happiness, and self-realization. Yet, society often conditions us to prioritize external expectations over internal longings. You may have been taught to suppress your dreams to fit into a mold, to avoid making waves, or to gain approval from others. This conditioning leads many to live lives of quiet resignation, fulfilling roles that please others while feeling unfulfilled inside. But your desires are sacred, they are not there to be ignored or dismissed. They are your compass, directing you toward your true purpose. Suppressing your desires often stems from a fear of vulnerability. To express what you truly want is to reveal a part of your innermost self, which can feel intimidating. What if others don't understand or approve? What if you fail? These fears can lead you to bury your desires, convincing yourself that they are impractical or unimportant. But suppressing your desires does not make them disappear, it only creates inner conflict. Your soul knows what it wants, and when you deny it, you feel restless, unfulfilled, and disconnected from yourself. One of the most common reasons people suppress their desires is the belief that pursuing them is selfish. Women, in particular, are often conditioned to prioritize the needs of others over their own. You may feel that pursuing your dreams means neglecting your responsibilities or letting someone down. But this is a false narrative. Honoring your desires is not selfish, it is an act of self-love. When you align with what truly fulfills you, you become a better version of yourself, and this positively impacts everyone around you. You cannot pour from an empty cup, and suppressing your desires will eventually leave you depleted. Living in alignment with your true desires requires courage. It means being honest with yourself about what you want, even if it feels uncomfortable or uncertain. It means giving yourself permission to dream without limitations and to pursue those dreams without apology. This may involve making difficult decisions, such as walking away from relationships or situations that no longer serve you or stepping into the unknown. But the alternative, continuing to suppress your desires, is far more damaging. It keeps you stuck in a life that feels incomplete, constantly yearning for something more. When you suppress your true desires, you also suppress your creative power. Your desires are the spark that ignites your imagination and fuels your ability to create the life you want. By denying them, you block the flow of energy and inspiration that drives transformation. Imagine planting a seed and then refusing to water it because you are afraid it won't grow. The potential is there, but it cannot flourish without your belief and action. Your desires are like that seed, they need your attention and commitment to bloom. The journey of honoring your desires begins with self-awareness. Take time to reflect on what truly matters to you. What lights you up? What dreams have you buried under layers of doubt and fear? Allow yourself to reconnect with those dreams, no matter how far away they may feel. Write them down, visualize them, and hold space for them in your heart. This process is not about figuring out all the answers or mapping out every step. It is about acknowledging and embracing your desires as valid and worthy. It is also essential to release the need for external validation. Your desires do not need to make sense to anyone else, they only need to resonate with you. The approval of others is fleeting and unreliable, but the fulfillment of living in alignment with your truth is enduring. Trust that the desires placed within you are there for a reason, and that the universe will support you in bringing them to fruition. As you begin to honor your true desires, you will encounter resistance both from within and from others. Your mind may try to convince you that you are not capable or deserving. Others may project their fears and limitations onto you, questioning your choices or discouraging you from taking risks. But this resistance is not a sign to give up. It is an opportunity to strengthen your resolve. Remember that your desires are uniquely yours, and no one else can fully understand their importance to you. Living in alignment with your desires does not mean you will never face challenges or setbacks. But it does mean that you will be living authentically, guided by your inner truth, rather than external expectations. This authenticity brings a sense of peace and fulfillment that cannot be achieved by suppressing your dreams. It allows you to create a life that feels meaningful and true to who you are. You were not born to live a life of compromise and suppression. You were born to shine, to create, and to experience the fullness of your potential. Your desires are not random whims, they are the roadmap to your purpose. Honor them, pursue them, and trust that by doing so, you will not only transform your own life but also inspire others to do the same. Giving is a beautiful expression of love, kindness, and connection, but it must be balanced with reciprocity to ensure that your efforts are honored and your energy is preserved. When you give endlessly without receiving in return, you create a dynamic that is not only unsustainable but also depletes your sense of self-worth. Giving without reciprocity is not an act of love, it is an act of self-neglect. It implies that your needs and boundaries are secondary, which invites imbalance and can foster resentment over time. Relationships, whether romantic, platonic, or professional, must be founded on mutual respect and exchange. Without this, giving becomes a one-sided transaction that leaves you empty and undervalued. To give without expecting anything in return might sound noble, but it is often misunderstood. True giving does not mean sacrificing yourself for the benefit of others without regard for your own needs. It means sharing your energy, time, and resources in a way that feels balanced and fulfilling. Reciprocity is not about keeping score, it is about ensuring that the relationship is equitable. When you give and receive in balance, it creates a flow of energy that strengthens connections and fosters mutual growth. Many people give excessively out of a desire to feel needed or loved, believing that their worth is tied to their ability to provide for others. This mindset often stems from a fear of rejection or inadequacy. You may think, if I give enough, they will appreciate me, or if I sacrifice for them, they will love me. But this approach rarely leads to the desired outcome. Instead, it sets a precedent for others to take you for granted. When you consistently prioritize others' needs above your own, you teach them to do the same. Over time, this erodes your self-esteem and leaves you feeling unseen and unappreciated. Reciprocity is not about demanding equal exchanges in material terms. It is about the balance of effort, respect, and care. For example, if you consistently initiate communication, plan activities, or provide emotional support in a relationship while the other person contributes little to nothing, the imbalance becomes evident. While you may not expect an exact return on every action, there should be a sense of mutual effort and appreciation. Without this, the relationship can become draining and one-sided, where your giving is met with indifference or entitlement. Learning to give with intention and discernment is crucial. Before offering your time, energy, or resources, ask yourself why you are giving. Are you doing it out of genuine care and willingness, or are you giving out of obligation, guilt, or a desire for validation. Giving from a place of authenticity feels light and joyful, while giving from a place of obligation or fear feels heavy and burdensome. When you give with the hope of receiving love or approval, you place your worth in the hands of others, making it contingent on their responses. This creates an unhealthy dynamic where your happiness depends on external validation. Healthy giving involves setting boundaries and knowing when to say no. Boundaries are not walls, they are guidelines that protect your well-being and ensure that your giving remains sustainable. They allow you to share your energy without depleting yourself. Saying no does not make you selfish, it makes you self-aware. It ensures that you are not overextending yourself or giving more than you can afford emotionally, physically, or financially. It also communicates to others that your time and energy are valuable, which encourages them to treat you with respect. When you give without reciprocity, you may also deprive others of the opportunity to contribute. Relationships thrive when both parties feel involved and invested. By allowing others to give to you, you create a space for them to express their care and appreciation. Receiving graciously is just as important as giving generously. It acknowledges the other person's efforts and reinforces the balance within the relationship. When you resist receiving, you may unintentionally send the message that their contributions are unnecessary or unwelcome, which can hinder the relationship's growth. In some cases, people take advantage of those who give without limits. These individuals may see your generosity as an opportunity to exploit your kindness rather than as an invitation to reciprocate. This can be particularly damaging, as it not only depletes your resources but also erodes your trust in others. Recognizing these dynamics early on is essential to protect yourself. Pay attention to patterns in your relationships. Do they consistently show gratitude and reciprocate in their own way, or do they habitually take without giving back? Awareness of these patterns can help you make informed decisions about where and how to invest your energy. Giving in a way that honors reciprocity also means being honest with yourself and others about your expectations. While you may not expect something tangible in return, it is fair to expect respect, gratitude, and effort. Communicating your needs openly ensures that both parties understand and value each other's contributions. It also prevents misunderstandings and resentment, which often arise when unspoken expectations go unmet. Giving without reciprocity is unsustainable. It leaves you feeling drained, unappreciated, and disconnected from your own needs. By embracing reciprocity, you create relationships that are balanced, fulfilling, and supportive. You honor not only the needs of others, but also your own, fostering a dynamic that allows both parties to thrive. Remember, your worth is not determined by how much you give, but by the respect and care you cultivate for yourself and others. When you give with intention and receive with gratitude, you create a harmonious flow of energy that enriches both your life and the lives of those around you. Walking away is one of the most powerful actions you can take, yet it is often one of the most feared. The idea of leaving behind a relationship, a job, or a situation that no longer serves you can feel overwhelming. Fear creeps in, whispering doubts and uncertainties. What if I regret this? What if I can't find anything better? What if I end up alone? These fears are natural, but they are rooted in a misunderstanding of your power and worth. Walking away is not an act of defeat, it is an act of self-respect, courage, and alignment with what you truly deserve. When something in your life no longer supports your growth or happiness, walking away is often the wisest choice you can make. Fear of walking away often stems from a scarcity mindset, the belief that there is nothing else out there for you. This mindset convinces you that if you leave, you will lose everything, and nothing better will take its place. But this is a lie born from fear, not truth. The truth is that your life is abundant with opportunities, and by holding on to something that no longer serves you, you are blocking the space needed for something better to enter. Letting go is not about loss, it is about making room for the blessings that align with your highest good. Another source of fear is attachment. When you invest time, energy, and emotion into something, it becomes difficult to let go, even when it is harming you. You may hold on to a toxic relationship because you have history with the person. You may stay in a job that drains you because you've built a career there, but attachment should not outweigh your well-being. Your time and energy are precious, and staying in situations that deplete you is not an act of loyalty, it is an act of self-sacrifice. Walking away does not erase your investment, it honors the lessons you've learned and frees you to apply them in new and healthier ways. Walking away is not about giving up, it is about choosing yourself. It requires you to listen to your intuition and acknowledge when something no longer aligns with your values or needs. Too often, people ignore their inner voice out of fear of the unknown. But your intuition is your greatest guide, constantly nudging you toward what is right for you. Trusting that voice, even when it leads you into uncertainty, is an act of faith in yourself and the universe. It is a recognition that you deserve better, and that better is possible. Some people fear walking away because they worry about how others will perceive them. They fear being judged as selfish, weak, or ungrateful. But the opinions of others are not your responsibility. You cannot live your life for the approval of others and expect to find happiness. Walking away is an act of self-empowerment, and those who truly care about you will understand and support your decision. Those who don't may reveal that they were more invested in their own needs than in your well-being. Your life is your own, and it is not up to anyone else to dictate how you should live it. Walking away also requires you to face the discomfort of change. Humans are creatures of habit, and even when a situation is unhealthy, it can feel safer to stay than to step into the unknown. But growth and transformation require change. You cannot cling to the familiar and expect to evolve. Walking away is a leap of faith, a declaration that you are willing to face uncertainty in order to align with your true self. It is a reminder that you are capable of creating the life you desire, even if the path is unclear at first. The process of walking away is not easy, but it is liberating. It teaches you to trust yourself, to prioritize your happiness, and to release what no longer serves you. Each time you walk away from something that isn't right for you, you strengthen your self-worth and reaffirm your belief in your ability to create a better future. You begin to see that walking away is not an ending, but a beginning, a doorway to new opportunities, relationships, and experiences that are in alignment with your growth. It is important to remember that walking away does not mean you failed. On the contrary, it means you succeeded in recognizing when something was no longer serving you and had the courage to let it go. Failure would be staying in a situation that stifles your potential, drains your energy, and diminishes your joy. Walking away is an act of triumph, a refusal to settle for less than you deserve. When you walk away, do so with grace. Let go of resentment, anger, or bitterness, for these emotions will only weigh you down. Instead, walk away with gratitude for the lessons learned and the strength gained. Every experience, even the painful ones, contributes to your growth and wisdom. Walking away does not erase the past, it honors it while freeing you to move forward. Walking away is an act of love for yourself and for the life you are creating. It is a statement that you value your happiness and well-being enough to leave behind what no longer serves you. It is a declaration that you trust yourself to navigate the unknown and to create a life that aligns with your worth. So do not fear walking away. Embrace it as a necessary step in your journey toward the life you deserve. You are not losing, you are choosing yourself, your growth, and your boundless potential. In conclusion, walking away from situations, relationships, or circumstances that no longer align with your growth and well-being is one of the most empowering decisions you can make. It is not an act of failure, but one of self-respect and strength. By choosing yourself, you are creating the space for greater opportunities and blessings to enter your life. Trust in your ability to recognize when something no longer serves you and have the courage to let go. Know that by walking away, you are affirming your worth and your capacity to move forward with grace, confidence, and purpose. Thank you for listening, and remember, you have the power to shape your life by making the choices that honor who you truly are. Close your eyes and feel this truth: no power outside of you can harm you unless you give it consent through fear or doubt. Today we stand firmly in the light of divine protection, knowing that every plan of harm, seen or unseen, is rendered powerless by the strength of your inner conviction. The truth that your inner world shapes your outer world is a principle so profound that it can transform your life when fully grasped. Everything you experience in the external world is a reflection of the beliefs, emotions, and assumptions held in the depths of your inner being. It is not mere chance or fate that determines your circumstances, but the invisible workings of your consciousness. The external reality is a mirror, showing you the state of your mind and spirit. To change your life, you must first change within. Imagine for a moment that your mind is a projector, and the world around you is the screen. The images you see on the screen come not from the screen itself, but from the film within the projector. In the same way, the situations, relationships, and events in your life are projections of your internal beliefs and assumptions. This realization is both liberating and sobering. It means you are never at the mercy of external circumstances, no matter how dire they may appear. Instead, you hold the power to create a new reality by transforming your inner state. Every thought you entertain, every emotion you harbor, and every belief you accept as true becomes a seed planted in the fertile soil of your consciousness. Over time, these seeds grow and manifest as the conditions of your life. If you plant seeds of doubt, fear, and limitation, you will reap a harvest of struggle and lack. Conversely, if you sow seeds of confidence, love, and abundance, your outer world will flourish with opportunities, joy, and prosperity. The universe is impartial. It responds faithfully to the nature of your inner vibrations. It is crucial to examine the assumptions you carry about yourself and the world. These assumptions operate like unseen laws, shaping your experiences without your conscious awareness. For example, if you assume that life is a constant struggle, you will unknowingly attract situations that confirm this belief. However, if you adopt the assumption that life is filled with ease and grace, the world will reorganize itself to reflect that truth. The key is not to wait for external validation, but to hold firmly to your chosen assumptions, even when external circumstances seem to contradict them. Emotions play a vital role in shaping your inner world. They are the fuel that powers your creative abilities. A belief held without emotion is weak and ineffective, but when a belief is charged with strong feelings, it becomes a powerful force. Therefore, cultivate emotions that align with the life you desire. Feel the joy, peace, and gratitude of already having what you seek, even before it appears in your physical reality. This practice shifts your consciousness into harmony with your desires and accelerates their manifestation. The act of imagination is another potent tool in shaping your inner world. Your imagination is not a mere daydreaming faculty, but a divine power capable of creating realities. When you vividly imagine a scene as if it is happening now, and you feel it to be true, you impress that vision upon your subconscious mind. The subconscious, in turn, sets the wheels of creation into motion, drawing to you the people, opportunities, and circumstances needed to bring your vision to life. This is why it is said, "As within, so without." Guard your thoughts vigilantly, for they are the architects of your destiny. Reject any idea that does not serve your highest good and replace it with thoughts that affirm your worth, potential, and capability. Surround yourself with uplifting influences, books, conversations, and environments that nourish your spirit. Remember, your outer world is a reflection, not a cause. To blame external conditions is to misunderstand the principle. Instead, turn inward and take responsibility for what you find there. Your life is your creation, shaped moment by the activity of your mind. Align your inner world with your highest aspirations, and the outer world will inevitably follow. The power is within you, waiting to be realized. Your consciousness is the master key to every door you wish to open. When you shape your inner world with intention and love, you hold the reins of your destiny. Imagination is one of the most powerful faculties of the human mind, serving as both a shield and a weapon in the journey of life. It is the creative force that enables you to transcend limitations, envision possibilities, and shape your reality. When properly directed, Imagination has the power to protect you from harm and manifest the life you desire. It is the unseen tool through which you navigate challenges and build a future aligned with your highest aspirations. As a shield, imagination serves to protect you from the negative forces of fear, doubt, and despair. In moments of difficulty, it allows you to envision a brighter outcome, shielding you from the paralyzing effects of hopelessness. Fear thrives on imagining the worst-case scenario, but you can disarm it by redirecting your imagination toward faith and possibility. Instead of succumbing to thoughts of failure, use your imagination to picture success. Instead of dwelling on loss, envision abundance. By doing so, you create an inner sanctuary where no external circumstance can shake your peace of mind. The imagination also shields you from the influence of others who may seek to impose their limitations or negativity upon you. The world is full of voices that tell you what you cannot do, who you cannot become, and why your dreams are impractical. Yet, through the power of imagination, you can rise above these constraints. You can create a mental picture so vivid, so compelling, that it becomes more real to you than the doubter's opinions. This mental image becomes your fortress, a place of refuge where you can reconnect with your inner truth and draw strength to persist. As a weapon, imagination enables you to shape reality according to your will. Every invention, achievement, and transformation in history began as a thought, a vision in the mind of someone who dared to imagine beyond the present moment. Imagination is the birthplace of creation. When you close your eyes and envision a desired outcome as though it has already happened, you activate the creative powers of your subconscious mind. This is not idle fantasy, but a deliberate act of shaping the unseen forces that govern your reality. The power of imagination as a weapon lies in its ability to change your vibration and align you with the outcomes you seek. When you vividly imagine yourself living your desired reality, your mind and emotions begin to resonate with that vision. This resonance draws opportunities, people, and circumstances into your life that match your imagined state. In this way, imagination is the starting point of manifestation. It is the weapon that cuts through doubt and creates the pathway to fulfillment. Imagination also serves as a tool for problem solving and overcoming obstacles. When faced with challenges, the mind often defaults to panic or resignation. But through imagination, you can rise above the immediate problem and see it from a higher perspective. You can visualize solutions that were previously hidden, transforming difficulties into stepping stones. By imagining yourself as victorious even in the face of adversity, you summon the courage and clarity needed to move forward. One of the greatest gifts of imagination is its ability to rewrite your story. No matter what has happened in the past, you have the power to imagine a new narrative. You are not bound by your history or current circumstances. Through imagination, you can create a vision of yourself as the person you aspire to be, living the life you desire. The mind does not distinguish between a vividly imagined event and a real one. It accepts both as truth. By repeatedly imagining a new reality, you impress it upon your subconscious mind, which then works to bring it to pass. To wield imagination effectively, it must be disciplined and intentional. Many people misuse this power, allowing it to run wild with fears and worst-case scenarios. But when you consciously direct your imagination, it becomes your greatest ally. Begin each day by imagining the outcomes you desire. See them, feel them, and believe in them as though they are already yours. Let your imagination be your guide, showing you the path to your dreams and protecting you from the distractions and negativity that would pull you off course. Imagination is not a luxury or a pastime, it is the foundation of all creation. As a shield, it guards your mind from the forces that seek to diminish you. As a weapon, it empowers you to create a reality that reflects your highest potential. Use it wisely, and you will discover that there is no limit to what you can achieve. The world within you holds infinite possibilities. Imagine boldly, and watch as those possibilities unfold into your life. Faith is more than hope, more than optimism. It is a complete and unwavering, knowing that what you desire already exists in the unseen realm and is making its way into your physical reality. It is the foundation upon which all miracles are built. the force that bridges the gap between what you imagine and what you experience. Faith is not a passive state of wishing but an active state of being, rooted in certainty and conviction. It is this knowing, this absolute trust, that transforms mere thoughts into tangible results. When you operate from faith, you align yourself with the creative power of the universe. Faith does not waver in the face of evidence. To the contrary, it does not flinch when circumstances seem impossible. Instead, it holds firm, knowing that appearances are temporary and that reality is shaped from within. Faith sees beyond the present moment to the truth of what is possible. It understands that what you truly believe without doubt or hesitation must come to pass. Faith as a complete knowing is grounded in the understanding that creation is finished. Everything you could ever desire already exists in potential. The job, the relationship, the healing, the abundance, it is all there, waiting for you to claim it through your belief. To have faith is to step into the reality of your desire now, before it has materialized. It is to act, think, and feel as though it is already yours, because in the higher realms of consciousness, it already is. This is the essence of faith, a deep, unshakable conviction that transcends logic and sensory evidence. Doubt is the enemy of faith, and it arises when we rely too heavily on what our senses tell us. The physical world often appears to contradict the desires of the heart, creating a sense of separation between what we want and what we currently have. But faith dismisses these contradictions as illusions. It knows that the physical world is simply a reflection of past beliefs, and that by holding steadfast to a new belief, the outer world will inevitably conform. Faith is the power to look beyond what is and to see what can be, and then to hold that vision until it becomes reality. This kind of faith requires persistence. It is not enough to momentarily believe in your desire. You must dwell in that belief until it becomes a state of being. This means cultivating a sense of gratitude and joy for what you seek, as if it were already present. Gratitude is a powerful amplifier of faith, for it signals to the universe that you already have what you desire. By feeling thankful in advance, you align yourself with the reality you wish to experience, drawing it closer with every thought and emotion. Faith is also an act of surrender. It is not about forcing outcomes or trying to control every detail of how your desires will manifest. Instead, it is about trusting that the universe is working on your behalf, even when you cannot see it. This trust is a vital aspect of complete knowing. It allows you to release fear and anxiety, resting in the assurance that everything is unfolding perfectly. When you truly have faith, you stop questioning whether it will happen and start preparing for its arrival. One of the most powerful aspects of faith is that it shifts your focus from lack to abundance. Instead of dwelling on what is missing, you dwell on what is already yours in the spiritual realm. This shift in perspective transforms your energy, elevating your vibration to match the frequency of your desires. As a result, you become a magnet for the very things you seek. Faith is not about waiting for evidence, it is about becoming the evidence through your thoughts, feelings, and actions. Faith is the antidote to fear, the light that dispels darkness. It reminds you that you are not a victim of circumstance, but a co-creator of your reality. It empowers you to move forward with confidence, even when the path ahead is unclear. With faith, you are never alone, for you are connected to a higher power that guides and supports you in all things. Faith as a complete knowing is a choice. It is a decision to believe in the unseen, to trust in the process, and to stand firm in the face of doubt. When you choose faith, you choose to live from a place of power and possibility. You choose to see the world not as it is but as it could be. And in doing so, you unlock the limitless potential within you to create a life beyond your wildest dreams. Evil, in its many forms, thrives on fear, hatred, and division. It seeks to darken the heart and separate individuals from their true nature, which is love. Yet, no matter how overwhelming the shadows may seem, they are powerless against the light of love. To dissolve evil, one must not meet it with anger or resistance, but with the transformative power of love and light. These forces are the highest frequencies in the universe, capable of dissolving even the deepest darkness without confrontation. Love is not merely an emotion, it is a state of being, a recognition of the divine essence that exists within every soul. When you embody love, you transcend judgment and see beyond the surface of any situation. Evil is often a manifestation of ignorance, pain, or disconnection. Those who perpetuate harm do so because they are blind to their own light. By responding with love, you hold up a mirror to their higher self, offering them the chance to awaken to their true nature. Love does not condone or excuse evil but seeks to heal the root causes that give rise to it. The light you carry within is a powerful shield. It cannot be dimmed by external negativity unless you allow it. When you center yourself in this light, you become a beacon of hope and transformation. Imagine walking into a dark room with a single candle. The darkness does not resist the light, it simply disappears. Similarly, when you approach evil with the light of your consciousness, it begins to dissolve. This is not a battle, but a process of illumination. Darkness cannot coexist with light, just as hatred cannot survive in the presence of unconditional love. To dissolve evil through love and light requires a shift in perspective. It is easy to view the world through a lens of separation, labeling people or situations as good or bad. However, this duality feeds the cycle of negativity. Instead, embrace the understanding that all things are interconnected, and that even the darkest moments can serve as catalysts for growth and awakening. When you choose to respond with love, you break the cycle and introduce a higher vibration into the situation. This higher vibration has the power to transform not only the immediate circumstances, but also the energy surrounding them. Forgiveness is a key aspect of dissolving evil. To forgive does not mean to condone harm, but to release the hold that anger and resentment have on your heart. When you forgive, you free yourself from the chains of the past and allow healing to begin. Forgiveness is an act of love, both for yourself and for those who have caused harm. It acknowledges that holding on to hatred only perpetuates pain, while releasing it paves the way for peace. Through forgiveness, you shine a light on the path of redemption, offering others the chance to choose differently. Your thoughts and intentions are powerful tools in this process. When you focus on the goodness in others, even when it is hidden, you help bring it to the surface. Visualize those who have caused harm surrounded by light, their hearts softened and their minds awakened to the truth of love. This is not wishful thinking, but a deliberate act of creation. Your thoughts influence the collective consciousness, sending ripples of love and healing into the world. It is also essential to cultivate love and light within yourself. You cannot give what you do not have. Take time to nurture your spirit through practices that align you with your higher self, such as meditation, gratitude, and acts of kindness. The more you embody love and light, the stronger your influence becomes. You do not need to confront evil directly. Your very presence can be enough to shift the energy around you. This is the quiet yet profound power of living in alignment with your true nature. Love and light are not passive forces. They are active agents of transformation, capable of dissolving even the most entrenched negativity. When you choose to meet evil with love, you reclaim your power and affirm the truth that darkness has no lasting hold. You become a vessel through which divine energy flows, bringing healing and harmony to the world. By embodying love and light, you not only dissolve evil, but also inspire others to do the same. In this way, you contribute to the collective awakening of humanity, moving the world closer to a state of peace and unity. Persistence is the quiet yet unwavering force that guides you toward the realization of your desires and the state of inner peace. It is not a frantic or desperate striving, but a steady commitment to remain aligned with your vision, no matter what the outer circumstances may suggest. True persistence is not about efforting, it is about holding faith, nurturing belief, and continuing to affirm your desired reality until the feeling of peace takes root within you. This peace is not a sign of resignation, but of mastery, the knowing that what you have imagined is already yours. Every desire, every dream, begins in the realm of the unseen. It exists as a potential reality, waiting for you to bring it forth through your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs. But the path from imagination to manifestation often tests your resolve. Doubts may arise, circumstances may appear contrary, and the waiting period can feel endless. It is in these moments that persistence becomes your greatest ally. Persistence is not merely enduring the wait, it is about sustaining the feeling of your desired outcome, refusing to let go of the inner conviction that it is already accomplished. The key to persistence is cultivating a feeling of inner certainty. This is not wishful thinking or blind optimism, but a deep-seated knowing that your desires are inevitable. This certainty creates a sense of calm and confidence, even in the face of challenges. The more you persist in this state, the more peace you will feel, for peace is the natural byproduct of unwavering faith. It is the assurance that the universe is working on your behalf, orchestrating events and aligning circumstances to bring your vision into reality. So, persistence requires discipline, particularly over your thoughts and emotions. The mind is easily swayed by appearances, and it takes effort to remain focused on what you desire rather than what you fear. Negative emotions like doubt, frustration, and impatience can disrupt the flow of creation. But when you persist in cultivating thoughts of success, joy, and gratitude, you strengthen your alignment with your desired reality. This alignment brings a sense of peace, for you are no longer resisting or questioning the process. One of the most powerful ways to persist is through the practice of assumption. Assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled and dwell in that state as often as possible. Feel the joy, relief, and gratitude of having already received what you desire. This feeling is your anchor, your connection to the reality you are creating. The more you return to this feeling, the more real it becomes, until it eventually manifests in your external world. Persistence in this context is the act of repeatedly bringing yourself back to that feeling, regardless of what is happening around you. Persistence does not mean ignoring or suppressing your challenges. It means facing them with the awareness that they are temporary and cannot derail your ultimate outcome. Each challenge is an opportunity to deepen your faith and refine your focus. By persisting through difficulties, you demonstrate to yourself and to the universe that you are serious about your vision. This commitment strengthens your belief and accelerates the manifestation process. The feeling of peace is the ultimate sign that your persistence has taken root. When you reach this state, you are no longer striving or questioning, you are simply resting in the knowing that all is well. This peace is a powerful signal to the universe, affirming that you are ready to receive. It is not a passive state, but a deeply creative one, for it aligns you perfectly with the flow of life. From this place of peace, inspired actions arise naturally, and the path to your desires unfolds effortlessly. Persistence is not measured by time, but by depth of conviction. It is not about how long you can hold on, but how completely you can align with the feeling of your wish fulfilled. When you persist until the feeling of peace, you have crossed the threshold from wanting to having, from separation to unity. In this state, you are no longer seeking your desire, you are living it internally, and the external manifestation is inevitable. The journey to peace requires trust in yourself, in the process, and in the divine intelligence that governs all things. This trust allows you to persist with joy rather than struggle, with faith rather than doubt. As you hold to your vision and nurture the feeling of its fulfillment, peace will rise within you as a quiet but unshakable confirmation that your desire is already yours. And when peace fills your heart, it is only a matter of time before your outer world reflects the perfection you have cultivated within. The words you speak hold extraordinary power. They are not mere sounds or vibrations, but the architects of your reality. Every word carries energy, shaping the world around you and within you. To speak is to create, and your spoken words become the seeds from which your experiences grow. When you understand this, it becomes clear that you must choose your words carefully, ensuring that they align with the life you wish to lead and the person you desire to become. Speak only words of power and life, for they are the tools that craft your destiny. Words are a reflection of your inner beliefs and emotions. They reveal what you truly hold in your heart and mind, whether consciously or unconsciously. When you speak words of doubt, fear, or limitation, you affirm those states as your reality. "I can't," "it's too hard," or "I'll never have enough," are not just expressions of frustration, they are commands to the universe, instructing it to manifest exactly what you have spoken. Conversely, when you speak words of confidence, love, and abundance, you align yourself with a higher vibration, inviting those realities into your life. To speak words of power and life is to declare your faith in possibilities beyond what your eyes can see. It is to affirm your divine nature and the limitless potential within you. When you say, "I am capable, I am deserving, or I am enough," you activate the creative force within and set into motion the events that will confirm your words. These declarations are not empty affirmations, they are acts of creation, drawing from the unseen to shape the seen. Silence can also be an act of power. There are moments when the most potent thing you can say is nothing at all. Negative words, whether spoken about yourself or others, carry a destructive energy that diminishes your power and dims your light. When faced with anger, criticism, or negativity, choosing silence allows you to rise above the lower vibrations. It creates space for reflection and preserves the sanctity of your energy. To speak words of power and life means knowing when to speak and when to remain silent. Your words are also a gift to others. They have the power to uplift, encourage, and heal. A kind word at the right moment can transform someone's day or even their life. When you speak words of love and support, you not only elevate those around you but also raise your own vibration. The energy you give through your words returns to you multiplied, for the universe mirrors back what you project. By speaking life into others, you affirm the abundance of life within yourself. It is essential to develop an awareness of the habitual words you use. Many people unknowingly speak limitations into their lives through phrases like, "I'm just unlucky," or "that always happens to me." These statements may seem harmless, but they reinforce patterns of lack and misfortune. Replace them with empowering alternatives, such as, "I am fortunate," or "everything is working out for my good." Over time, these new patterns of speech will reprogram your mind and transform your reality. Speaking words of power and life requires consistency and mindfulness. It is not a one-time effort, but a daily practice. Begin each day with declarations that affirm your worth, your strength, and your vision for the future. Speak as though your desires are already realized, and express gratitude for the blessings you have and those yet to come. Gratitude spoken aloud is one of the most powerful tools for attracting more of what you want. It shifts your focus from lack to abundance and opens the door for miracles. Even in moments of difficulty, you have the choice to speak life. Instead of giving voice to fear or despair, declare hope and resilience. Say, "This too shall pass," or "I am growing stronger through this challenge." These words have the power to shift your perspective and anchor you in the truth of your inner power. When you consistently speak life, even in the face of adversity, you become a source of inspiration and strength, not only for yourself, but also for others. Remember, every word you speak is an investment in your future. Your life is a reflection of the words you have spoken and the beliefs they represent. By choosing words of power and life, you take control of your narrative, directing it toward the fulfillment of your highest potential. Speak with intention, speak with love, and speak with faith, for your words are the bridge between your dreams and your reality. With every word, you have the power to create a life of abundance, joy, and purpose. Use this power wisely, and let your words be the light that guides you and those around you to greater heights. The words you choose to speak are far more than just expressions. They are the building blocks of your reality and the key to unlocking your highest potential. When you speak words of power and life, you align with the truth of who you are, a creator capable of shaping your world with intention and love. Each word carries the energy to uplift, inspire, and transform not only your life but also the lives of those around you. By cultivating mindfulness in your speech and choosing words that resonate with positivity, strength, and faith, you step into your role as a co-creator with the universe. Let your words reflect the vision you hold for your future. Let them be declarations of abundance, love, and gratitude, even in the face of challenges. Remember that silence, too, has its place, offering you the opportunity to preserve your energy and align with your inner peace. As you speak life into your reality, you invite the highest good to unfold in every area of your existence. Thank you for allowing me to share these truths with you. May your words always be filled with power, your heart brimming with light, and your life overflowing with blessings. When you close your eyes and feel the tug of a deep longing, understand this truth: what you desire is not separate from you. It exists now, waiting for you to claim it. The very act of yearning is a sacred connection, a divine whisper telling you it is already yours. Desires are not accidents. They are messages from the infinite, calling you toward your destiny. The things you seek are not far away. They are drawn to you as surely as the sun draws life from the earth. But to claim them, you must first believe. Begin by asking yourself, what would it feel like to have this now? Close the gap between what you seek and what you are by embodying its essence in the present. The secret is not in the chase, but in the stillness, the knowing that you already possess it. The world you experience mirrors the beliefs you hold. If you feel lack, you will see lack. But when you cultivate abundance within, when you act, think, and feel as though your desires are fulfilled, the outer world must conform. Do not fret over how or when. Time is but a shadow of eternity, and what is truly yours cannot miss you. The unseen hand that planted this desire within you is the same hand orchestrating its fulfillment. Rest in the assurance that all is unfolding perfectly. So stop striving. Instead, align. Seek not with desperation but with trust. For as you seek, so you shall find, not because it is out there, but because it is already within you. What you seek is seeking you, and together you are destined to meet. Every desire you hold is born from the fertile soil of your imagination, a powerful force that shapes and defines the reality you experience. When you dream of something, whether it is love, success, health, or happiness, it is not a distant, unreachable concept. No, it is a seed planted in your consciousness, waiting to take root and grow. Imagination is not mere fantasy, it is the creative power through which life manifests. What you imagine with clarity and conviction becomes the blueprint for the life you will inevitably live. Consider for a moment how everything you see in the physical world was once an idea in someone's mind. The homes we live in, the clothes we wear, the technology we use, all of these began as intangible concepts in the imagination of their creators. In the same way, your inner world of imagination is the starting point for everything you wish to experience. Your mind, when fully engaged in the act of imagining, aligns with the energy of creation itself. This alignment becomes the bridge between the unseen and the seen, the possible and the tangible. When you allow yourself to imagine, you are engaging with a force that transcends logic and reason. Imagination is not bound by the limitations of the physical world or the constraints of time. It moves freely, weaving together fragments of possibility into a cohesive vision. By focusing on this vision with unwavering faith, you are giving it life and setting into motion a process that will bring it into form. The key to aligning imagination with reality lies in belief. To imagine something and then dismiss it as impossible is to sever the connection between the dream and its realization. Instead, when you imagine, you must feel the truth of it in your being. You must embrace the joy, the relief, the satisfaction, or the peace that your imagined outcome brings, as though it is already a part of your life. This feeling is the language through which your imagination communicates with reality. It is the frequency that attracts what you seek into your experience. Your imagination works most powerfully when it is free from doubt and fear. These emotions act as barriers, distorting the purity of your vision. To align fully, you must cultivate trust in the unseen, a trust that allows you to imagine boldly and without hesitation. Even if the world around you seems to contradict your vision, hold steadfast in the knowledge that your imagination is planting the seeds for a future that has yet to reveal itself. Reality is not fixed, it is malleable and responsive to the energy you project through your thoughts and feelings. This is why it is essential to be deliberate in what you imagine. Your mind does not distinguish between positive and negative creations, it responds equally to both. If you dwell on fears, failures, or doubts, you are unwittingly aligning with a reality that reflects those states. But when you consciously direct your imagination toward what uplifts and inspires you, you align with a reality filled with possibilities that reflect the beauty of your vision. It is not enough to simply imagine, you must also act as though your imagined reality is true. This does not mean forcing or striving, but rather embodying the qualities and behaviors of someone who already lives in that reality. If you imagine abundance, walk through life with gratitude and generosity. If you imagine love, carry yourself with confidence and openness. By doing so, you reinforce the alignment between your inner world and the external circumstances that match it. Imagination, when aligned with reality, creates a sense of ease and flow in your life. The struggle diminishes because you are no longer trying to force things to happen. Instead, you are moving in harmony with the natural currents of creation, allowing your imagined world to unfold effortlessly. You begin to see signs and opportunities that confirm your alignment, as though the universe itself is conspiring to help you. These synchronicities are not coincidences, they are evidence of the alignment you have achieved through your imagination. It is important to remember that the alignment of imagination and reality is not a one-time event but an ongoing process. Life may present challenges or setbacks, but these are not indications that your imagination has failed. They are opportunities to refine your vision, to deepen your belief, and to strengthen your alignment. Every moment offers a chance to return to the creative power of your imagination, to realign with the reality you wish to experience. Imagination is a sacred tool, a gift that allows you to transcend the limitations of the present and create a future that reflects the deepest desires of your heart. When you align your imagination with your reality, you become a co-creator with the infinite, shaping a life that is not only fulfilling, but also a true reflection of the power and beauty within you. Trust in your imagination, nurture it with faith, and watch as it transforms the unseen into the seen, the intangible into the tangible, and the impossible into the inevitable. Every desire you hold in your heart is far more than a fleeting wish or a random thought. Desires are the whispers of the divine, gently nudging you toward the life you were meant to live. They are signals, sacred and profound, guiding you to align with your highest self and purpose. These longings are not arbitrary, they are placed within you by the same force that governs the stars and the seasons. Your desires are part of the divine design, meant to awaken you to the limitless possibilities that lie within you. The moment a desire is born within you, it is a sign that its fulfillment is possible. The divine never teases or taunts. It does not plant dreams in your heart to leave them unfulfilled. Instead, each desire comes with the promise of its realization, provided you nurture it with faith and commitment. This realization, however, requires you to recognize that your desires are not separate from you. They are already a part of your being, waiting for you to claim them as your own. Desires often feel like yearnings for something beyond reach, but this perception is an illusion. The truth is that the divine places desires in your heart to draw your attention to what is already possible for you. They are like a compass, pointing you in the direction of growth, expansion, and fulfillment. When you honor these desires, you are honoring the divine within you. You are acknowledging that you are not here to live a life of mediocrity or limitation, but to experience the fullness of creation. Many people struggle with desires because they confuse them with selfishness or greed. They suppress their longings, believing they are unworthy or that it is wrong to want more. But this suppression only leads to frustration and stagnation. Desires are not meant to be denied, they are meant to be embraced and explored. They are not signs of lack or neediness, but of the creative energy within you seeking expression. To deny your desires is to deny the divine force that seeks to work through you. The beauty of desires is that they are deeply personal. No two people have the exact same set of longings, and this individuality is by design. Your desires are tailored to you, reflecting your unique gifts, talents, and potential. They are meant to inspire you, to pull you out of complacency, and to challenge you to grow into the person you are capable of becoming. When you feel a strong desire, it is a call to action, a call to step into a version of yourself that is more aligned with your divine essence. The fulfillment of your desires is not just about acquiring things or achieving goals. It is about the transformation that occurs within you as you pursue them. Every step you take toward your desires brings you closer to the divine. It teaches you lessons of patience, resilience, trust, and faith. The journey itself is as important as the destination, because it is through this journey that you come to understand the depth of your own power and connection to the infinite. Desires also serve as a bridge between the seen and the unseen, the material and the spiritual. When you hold a desire in your heart, you are connecting to a reality that already exists in the unseen realm. Your task is to bring that reality into the material world through your thoughts, feelings, and actions. This requires more than wishful thinking, it requires alignment. You must align your inner world with the reality you seek, trusting that the divine is orchestrating everything to bring your desire to fruition. There will be moments when your desires seem delayed or out of reach, and doubt may creep in. In these moments, remember that the divine's timing is perfect. Delays are not denials, they are opportunities for growth and refinement. Sometimes the path to your desire involves preparation that you cannot yet see. Trust that every step, even the ones that feel like detours, is leading you exactly where you need to go. Desires are also a form of communication with the divine. When you acknowledge and pursue them, you are engaging in a dialogue with the infinite. You are saying, I am ready to step into the life that is meant for me. And the divine responds by opening doors, providing resources, and guiding you in ways that may seem miraculous. The more you trust this process, the more clearly you will see the divine hand at work in your life. Your desires are sacred. They are not to be trivialized or dismissed. They are the divine's way of reminding you that you are a creator, capable of bringing the invisible into the visible, the imagined into the real. When you honor your desires, you are not only creating a life of fulfillment for yourself, but also contributing to the greater good. For as you grow and expand, you inspire others to do the same, and the ripple effects of your alignment touch the world around you. Trust in your desires. See them as divine signals, pointing you toward your highest good. Embrace them with gratitude and faith, knowing that they are not separate from you, but a part of the divine plan unfolding through you. With every desire you pursue, you are aligning more deeply with the infinite, stepping into the truth of who you are, a co-creator with the divine, capable of manifesting a life that reflects the beauty and power within you. At its core, the law of assumption operates on the premise that your outer world is a reflection of your inner state. The assumptions you hold in your mind are like seeds planted in the soil of your subconscious. Whatever you assume to be true is nurtured by your thoughts and emotions, eventually blossoming into your external reality. If you assume abundance, abundance will appear. If you assume lack, lack will dominate your experience. The world conforms to the dominant beliefs you hold, whether you are aware of them or not. The process of assumption begins with your thoughts and feelings. When you imagine something and feel it as real, you are creating a state of being that aligns with that reality. Your subconscious mind, which does not distinguish between imagination and fact, accepts this state as truth and works tirelessly to bring it to fruition. This is why your assumptions must be carefully chosen. To assume the worst is to invite it into your life, while to assume the best is to align yourself with the highest possibilities. The power of the law of assumption lies in its simplicity. You do not need to struggle, beg, or plead to bring about your desires. Instead, you need only assume their fulfillment. Imagine the feeling of already having what you desire and dwell in that feeling as though it is your current reality. This act of assuming shifts your consciousness and aligns you with the frequency of what you seek. The outer world then adjusts to reflect this inner shift, often in ways that seem effortless or even miraculous. The law of assumption also requires persistence and discipline. It is not enough to momentarily imagine your desired state. You must sustain this assumption until it becomes second nature. Doubt and fear are the primary obstacles to this process. They creep in when the evidence of your senses contradicts your assumption. But you must remember that the physical world is not the cause of your experience, it is the effect. To waver in your assumption because of what you currently see is to allow the outer world to dictate your reality rather than the other way around. This is where faith becomes crucial. Faith is not blind optimism, but an unwavering trust in the creative power of your assumptions. It is the conviction that the unseen is just as real as the seen, and that your inner world is the true source of your external experiences. When you assume your desires as already fulfilled, you are acting on faith, and this faith moves mountains. It opens doors, creates opportunities, and brings people and circumstances into your life that align with your vision. The beauty of the law of assumption is that it puts you in the driver's seat of your life. You are not at the mercy of fate, circumstances, or the opinions of others. You are the creator of your reality, and your assumptions are the tools through which you shape it. This understanding empowers you to take full responsibility for your life, knowing that whatever you desire is within your reach if you are willing to assume it with conviction. It is also important to recognize that the law of assumption works for everyone, whether they are aware of it or not. Many people unknowingly assume negativity, scarcity, or failure, and then wonder why their lives are filled with struggle. By becoming conscious of your assumptions, you can break free from this cycle and begin to create deliberately. This requires introspection and self-awareness. Pay attention to your dominant thoughts and beliefs, and ask yourself if they align with the reality you wish to experience. If not, change them. You have the power to rewrite the script of your life at any moment. As you practice the law of assumption, you will notice subtle yet profound shifts in your reality. Synchronicities will occur, opportunities will present themselves, and challenges will seem to resolve with ease. These are not coincidences, but the natural unfolding of your assumptions. They are signs that your inner world and outer world are coming into alignment, creating a life that reflects your deepest desires. The law of assumption is a reminder of your divine nature. It shows you that you are not a passive observer of life, but an active participant in its creation. By assuming the best, you align yourself with the infinite possibilities available to you. You step into a reality where your desires are not distant dreams, but living truths, waiting to be experienced. Trust in the power of your assumptions, and let them guide you to a life of abundance, joy, and fulfillment. The world you experience is not an independent entity, separate from your thoughts and feelings. Instead, it is a perfect reflection of your inner world, mirroring back to you the dominant beliefs, emotions, and assumptions you hold within. This principle, often overlooked, is one of the most empowering truths of existence. You create your reality from the inside out. Life is a mirror, faithfully responding to your inner state and projecting it outward as the circumstances, relationships, and events you encounter. Many people believe they are at the mercy of external forces. They attribute their struggles to bad luck, difficult people, or circumstances beyond their control. Yet this perspective stems from a misunderstanding of the true nature of reality. What you see out there is not separate from what exists in here. The external world is merely a canvas, and your inner state is the brush that paints it. This means that to change your life, you must first change yourself. The mirror of life is impartial and unwavering. It does not judge or distort. It simply reflects. If you see chaos in your external world, it is a reflection of inner turmoil. If you experience love and harmony, it is a reflection of a peaceful, loving state within you. The mirror does not lie. It holds up an unflinching portrayal of your consciousness. This realization can be both humbling and liberating, for it places the power to transform your life squarely in your hands. One of the greatest challenges in understanding this principle is the tendency to blame others or external conditions for our experiences. When something goes wrong, it is easy to point fingers or feel like a victim. However, the mirror shows that everything you encounter is a projection of your inner state. This does not mean you are to blame for everything, but rather that you are the creator of your experiences, whether consciously or unconsciously. Taking responsibility for this is not an act of self-condemnation, it is an act of empowerment. When you understand that life mirrors your inner world, you realize that you have the power to rewrite the script. The key is to look within and identify the thoughts, beliefs, and emotions that are shaping your reality? Are they rooted in fear, doubt, and scarcity? Or are they anchored in love, faith, and abundance? Your external world will always reveal the truth of your inner world. If you do not like what you see, you must go within and make the necessary changes. This process begins with awareness. Pay attention to the patterns in your life. Do you repeatedly encounter the same types of challenges or attract similar people into your life? These recurring themes are not coincidences, they are reflections of your inner beliefs. Instead of resisting or blaming these experiences, view them as valuable feedback. They are showing you where your inner work is needed. By shifting your focus inward and addressing these patterns, you can break free from cycles of struggle and create a new reality. The mirror of the inner world also operates in subtle ways. It reflects not only your conscious thoughts, but also your subconscious beliefs and assumptions. These are the deeply ingrained ideas you may not even realize you hold, yet they have a profound impact on your reality. For example, if you subconsciously believe you are unworthy of love, you may find yourself in relationships that reinforce this belief. If you believe money is hard to come by, you may experience financial struggles. To uncover these hidden beliefs, you must practice self-reflection and be willing to confront uncomfortable truths. Once you become aware of the beliefs shaping your reality, the next step is to transform them. This requires more than wishful thinking, it requires deliberate effort and consistency. Begin by affirming new beliefs that align with the life you wish to create. Visualize the reality you desire and feel it as though it is already yours. This is not about denying your current circumstances, but about shifting your focus to a higher reality. The mirror will respond to this shift, reflecting back the changes you make within. It is important to approach this process with patience and trust. Just as a mirror does not instantly reflect a new image, when you change your expression, your external reality may take time to catch up with your inner shifts. Trust that the mirror is always responding, even when the changes are not immediately visible. Continue to nurture your inner world with positive thoughts, empowering beliefs, and elevated emotions, and the outer world will inevitably follow. The mirror of the inner world also teaches us the importance of self-love and acceptance. If you harbor self-criticism or resentment, the world will mirror these feelings back to you in the form of judgment or conflict. Conversely, when you cultivate love and compassion for yourself, you will find these qualities reflected in your interactions and experiences. The world becomes kinder, not because it has changed, but because you have. The mirror of life is your greatest teacher. It shows you who you are being in every moment and offers you the opportunity to grow and evolve. By understanding and embracing this principle, you can take full ownership of your reality and create a life that reflects the highest expression of your inner self. The power is within you, and the mirror is always there to guide you. Everything is now. This simple yet profound truth has the power to reshape your understanding of reality and transform your approach to life. The past and the future, as you often perceive them, are constructs of the mind. In the truest sense, only the present moment exists. The now is where all creation happens, where all possibilities converge, and where your power resides. To live in this understanding is to step into the timeless flow of life and embrace the infinite potential of the present. When you consider the past, you are not experiencing it as it once was, you are remembering it. Your mind recreates images, emotions, and stories, bringing them into your awareness in the present. Similarly, the future does not exist as a tangible reality, but as projections of your imagination, ideas, and expectations about what might come. These projections also occur in the now. Thus, both the past and the future are experienced through the lens of the present moment. This realization reveals that everything you think, feel, and create stems from your current state of being. Many people live their lives trapped in the illusions of time. They dwell on past mistakes or missed opportunities, carrying the weight of regret and guilt into their present. Others live in anxious anticipation of the future, worrying about what might go wrong or endlessly planning for what could be. In both cases, they miss the only moment that truly matters now. They miss the opportunities, the beauty, and the power that exists in the present, because their attention is fragmented, divided between what was and what might be. To recognize that everything is now is to reclaim your focus and energy. Instead of scattering your thoughts across timelines that do not exist, you center yourself in the present, where all your creative power lies. The decisions you make, the feelings you cultivate, and the actions you take all occur in this moment. Whatever you desire, whatever you wish to create or experience, must begin here and now. This understanding shifts your perspective from one of waiting and hoping to one of acting and being. The now is the gateway to manifestation. When you focus your mind on a desired reality, imagining it as if it is already true, you activate the creative forces within you. The power of imagination and feeling is amplified when it is directed fully into the present moment. By embodying the state of your fulfilled desire now, you collapse the illusion of time and draw your desired reality into existence. This is not about denying the future or pretending the past never happened, but about aligning with the truth that both are shaped by what you do and believe in the now. This concept also speaks to the nature of fulfillment. Often people chase external achievements or possessions, believing that happiness and contentment lie somewhere in the future. Yet when they reach these milestones, they frequently find the joy to be fleeting, as their minds immediately fixate on the next goal. This cycle persists because fulfillment is not something you find in external conditions, it is a state of being you cultivate within. When you realize that everything is now, you stop postponing your happiness and start living it in the present. You discover that joy, peace, and abundance are not distant rewards but qualities you can embody here and now. Embracing the now deepens your connection to the world around you. The present moment is rich with sensory experiences, insights, and opportunities for connection, yet these often go unnoticed when your mind is preoccupied with the past or future. By anchoring yourself in the now, you become fully present with yourself and others. You listen more attentively, appreciate more deeply, and engage more authentically. Life becomes a vibrant, dynamic experience rather than a series of disconnected events. It is important to note that living in the now does not mean ignoring responsibilities or neglecting to plan for the future. Rather, it means approaching these tasks with full awareness and presence. When you plan, you do so in the now. When you reflect on the past, you do so in the now. The difference lies in your awareness. Are you fully present, or are you letting your mind wander aimlessly through time? The practice of mindfulness, bringing your attention back to the present moment whenever it drifts, is a powerful way to cultivate this awareness. The realization that everything is now invites you to live fully and intentionally. It reminds you that you are not bound by the limitations of time or circumstance, but are a creator with the power to shape your reality in the present. By embracing the now, you unlock the infinite potential of life and step into the fullness of who you are. Every moment becomes an opportunity to create, to grow, and to experience the profound beauty of existence. Everything is now, and within this truth lies the key to a life of purpose, joy, and fulfillment.